What's up? Thanks for coming out.
Thanks for having me. Hey, I just asked your players this question, but just the idea of just this tournament, and you sort of another step sort of with this program. What does it mean to be in this tournament?
Yeah, I think it goes back to how much this program's grown. There's a lot of people at the university that put a lot of work in to get us to continue to improve, to continue to grow, to continue to build, and I think this is the next step for us. First year in WCC was a big-time step for this program. To get invited to that conference and now be a member and compete in that conference and have a good year and win 20 games and finish tied for 5th, and then to host an NIT game, we're continuing to build, and this program's going in the right direction. And it's not just because of this year or the last 5 years. It's been a lot of people that have worked hard since we've gotten back to Division I to get back in the WCC, and 2, to keep growing this program. And I think this is a great step. NIT is such a big-time tournament, and to get the bid to come host an NIT game in Seattle and get the win, it's a great moment for our program.
You guys control the Nets second half there. It felt like, just sort of what Braid said, that was the first half more like feeling each other out, and then the second half it was just that we were just going to make their run.
Yeah, that's a really good basketball team, a really good offensive team, and they play a unique style. Coach Tyler's been there for, I think, 15 years now as their head coach, and they've gotten better every year since they went Division I. And the way they play is tough. It's tough for anyone to guard. But it was a quick turnaround, a quick scout, and these guys have done well with that all year. And I think it just took us some time. It took us some time as a staff too. We had to make some adjustments. It wasn't a standard game for us. We switched up our rotations. We had to change our matchups a lot throughout the game. But when these guys got comfortable and understood what they were guarding, and they kind of got their feet underneath them a little bit, the defense switched. I think we gave up 20 points in the first 10 minutes of the game and gave up 32 the rest of the 30 minutes. So, these guys have played so tough and physical on the defensive end all year, and this might be one of our best defensive performances of the season.
You had an obvious height advantage on that front line, and yet they out-rebounded you guys. And it felt like in that first half they were a bit tough. What was it there? Yeah,
they came out. We were on our heels to start. We were unsure, and they were definitely the aggressors to start the game. They were getting layups, they were getting rebounds, and we weren't able to use the height advantage in our favor. We didn't score that many points in the paint. We only had 18 points in the paint. We had trouble throwing the ball into the post, let alone scoring in the post. We couldn't even get a catch in there. That's why we changed our lineups a little bit. Our 5 men didn't play as much this game. Thought we were better going a little smaller, and it worked out for us on both sides of the ball. But that's a tough physical team. They're as disciplined, well-coached, together, play as hard as anyone we've played all season. And they came out and punched us right in the face to start. Got up 10 real quick. But what Braden said is maybe the biggest strength of this team is we've played in some tough games in some tough places this year and never really flinched. I think the conference really helped us kind of build that muscle within our team, but never panicked. They understood it as a long game, and we'll make our run at some point, and we'll string together some stops at some point and get back into it.
You had 2 long scoring drives with them in the second half. One went 6 minutes, one went 5.5. Talk about that a little bit, just keeping those guys off the board and giving yourselves a chance.
Yeah, we made a lot of mistakes in the first half. A couple scout mistakes that were more mental than physical. And I think a couple things go into it. One, I think, like we talked about before, after those first 10 minutes, our guys kind of settled in and understood the flow and the rhythm of the game, and that really helped them down the stretch. We did a little better as a coaching staff with our matchups to give our guys a better chance to play defense the way we want to. And then it comes down just to their toughness and their physicality. This is a very connected team. I think you can see that when we're going on runs and on the defensive end. And they play really well together. So that's just the credit to our guys for digging in, and to give up 21 points in the second half against this team is a pretty good performance.
Yeah. You have Auburn coming up this upcoming weekend here. How are you feeling for that matchup?
I haven't thought about it yet, really. I'm just worried how we're going to get out there, to be honest with you, first, so we're there. A great opportunity for us. On the road at Auburn. You don't get many of these. And we've been battle tested on the road. Again, you go through our conference, you play 3 tournament teams on the road in conference. And that's going to get you ready for a road game like this. So I'm not saying Auburn is like St. Mary's or Gonzaga or Santa Clara, probably very different, but I haven't watched them that much yet. But as far as traveling and playing that environment and playing against the team, we played at Stanford. These guys have played at UW before. I don't think the moment will be too. I know the moment won't be too big for them, and they'll be excited for the challenge. It's a good opportunity for us. You don't get many opportunities to go play a road game in the SEC, so we'll be ready.
Thank you.
Offensively, who's did out tonight?
Yeah, it was a balanced attack. We struggled a little bit on offense, but different moments, different guys. I thought, Christophilus was big for us in the first half. Kind of took the lid off the basket for us early. Made a couple shots, let us exhale a little bit on the offensive end. Will had some big finishes in the second half. JoJo Murphy had some really big moments for us in the second half, a big 3 and a big drive. That was late in the game to kind of help us push that lead out. I thought June made some shots for us to get us going a little bit. So, this is as balanced as we've been with 5 guys in double figures. Really sharing the basketball well. We took care of it. 11 turnovers, and we turned them over 21 times. So I thought it was a very good team effort, and different guys stepped up in different moments.
And this is my last one for me. Just what would a long run in the tournament maybe mean for the program?
It would mean that we get to play more games. It would mean that these guys get to compete together. That's the most important thing for them. I think, you go on these postseason tournaments sometimes, and there's always a big letdown once you lose. For us, it's in Vegas, right? The goal is to go to the NCAA tournament, and once you lose that game, it's a big letdown. It's instantaneous, and it's tough. There's a lot of feelings to get through. The good thing for us is that I thought we had a chance to get a bid here. The way that they were running the tournament and getting bids, so got to give the guys some time to get over it, the loss in Vegas, and then flip it and get excited about the opportunity to still play. Opportunity to still play in the NIT, and when these guys kind of settled in and understood, we had some great practices and some great energy, and I think they got the idea. Hey, we got to go compete together some more. We got to play here again, which was not something we expected. So these guys love hanging out with each other, competing with each other, playing, and the longer that we can do it, I think the better for everyone.